are Locked On Lakers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Luka makes his Lakers debut. We have a new team. We get great effort. So what's next for the Lakers? We talk about it all on the Locked On Lakers POSTCAST. I'm Dave Palet. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. An exciting game again as the Lakers win, this time by a score of 132-113. Talking a bunch of Laker basketball tonight. And what does the future hold for this team? Also, I'll take your comments throughout the show. Really interested in what you thought about Luka tonight. Also, what is the future of this team, especially with storylines that surround Dalton, Knecht, and Mark Williams? Curious to know, as a Laker fan, who do you want? All right, so before we get things started, let's mention our good friends over at FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, so for the Los Angeles Lakers, all the talk is Luka. When's Luka going to make his debut? So many people we know bought tickets for this past Saturday when they faced the Pacers. Well, it wasn't the case. Luka was going to make his debut tonight against the Utah Jazz. Of course, the Lakers have tomorrow off, and then Wednesday they come back and they'll face the Jazz again, this time in Utah. And for the Lakers, then they'll have the All-Star break. So for the Lakers to decide to play Luka now, I think it was one of those where they were 100% sure he could go with that calf injury. If you recall, he has not played an NBA game since Christmas Day when he had the left calf injury. So for the Lakers, they could have given him another week and a half or so of rest. But Luka obviously was ready to go. Lakers said, let's try him out, and especially against a team like the Utah Jazz, a team that was 12-39 heading into the game. It's a good time to put him in to see how he would do with his new teammates, because it's basically wiggle room for mistakes. Lakers, again, playing great basketball right now. Lakers with a 6-game winning streak after tonight's win. So here's your starting lineup, and if you wonder what it's going to look like, I think this is going to be your starting lineup for the remainder of the season, unless something changes with a trade that Charlotte's now protesting. Jackson Hayes is your center. Ruiz, your power forward, if you want to go that route. Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Luka. This is the NBA. It's changed. It's not what it used to be. It's not the center, the power forward, the small forward, the shooting guard, the point guard. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's basically the 5 guys on the floor that are going to play best together, and then you're going to figure out what your bench is. Just a few weeks ago, a lot of Laker fans, including myself, very upset with the way this roster looked, because it wasn't a matter of, hey, we're 12 deep, who's going to play? It was a matter of, do we have guys that could just play? And, eventually you're going to run out of room. So it wasn't that long ago where LeBron made the comment, we have to play almost perfect basketball just to get a win. They're so deep now, all of a sudden, this team, that's not the case. And so when you add a Luka, who's, when he retires, will be one of the greatest players of all time. And right now he is one of the greatest players of all time. But you have LeBron, who's a Hall of Famer as well. Understand that Anthony Davis is a future Hall of Famer too. But it's different. This is one of those trades where everybody outside of Laker fans are extremely upset that the NBA let this trade go through, that you have Luka come in to be that guy. Now, here's what I thought was very strange from the very beginning. Number one, they showed what it would be like to be at a game at Crypto, where they introduce the players and they, show exactly what's going on with, when you're there. They weren't in a commercial break. It was a situation where you got to see the introductions and to see, the curtains come down and everything the fans see at Crypto on a regular basis. But LeBron wasn't the last guy introduced. And I'm sure that was LeBron's idea, to say, let's make it real easy. Luka's going to be the last guy to be introduced. And I was wondering, has that ever happened in LeBron's career? I don't know. I can't remember if it happened with the Miami Heat, because Dwayne Wade was in Miami before LeBron, even though LeBron was the best player on that team. But LeBron stepped up and said, no, I'm not going to be the last guy, which was very weird for me to see. But it also showed, I think everybody there, including Luka, that he's a complete team player. It's all about championships for LeBron. There's nothing else for him to try and achieve outside of finishing his career with, a Hall of Fame career of a guy that is playing extremely high basketball at age 40 or any age. Every time he scores a basket, he's basically setting a new NBA scoring record. So he's amazing. So this is one of those, I don't know how many of you caught it. Curious to know what you thought. It's not a big deal because it's not us that's being introduced, but I think it was a sign of LeBron saying team first, and I liked it. I kind of liked it a lot. So here we go. In the first quarter, the way things started out, the Lakers scored their first 6 points all off of alley-oops. So all the talk that the Lakers don't have a big man, there's no AD, there's no Mark Williams, and you go, okay, well, who's your big man? Jackson Hayes, obviously, got him involved early. So many teams are going to focus on what Luka and what LeBron are doing, and Austin Reeves is something that you have to pay attention to too, because he didn't get lost tonight. And Austin Reeves had the 45-point day against the Pacers 2 nights ago. That was awesome. So if you're going to focus on those 3 guys, and don't forget about Rui, he always gets off to a pretty hot start in the first quarter, knocking down a couple 3-pointers. Then Jackson Hayes is available and he's loose. And the Lakers saw and took advantage of what was there. And don't forget the first 6 points, all alley-oop dunks. I mean, that's a high percentage shot. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Lakers take a 20-11 lead. LeBron mid-range jump shot. LeBron found his way with playing with the superstar. He's done it before when he's played with Dwayne Wade in the past, Kyrie Irving in the past, and of course, Anthony Davis. 5 minutes, Lakers went up 22-13. Luka left the court, though. Lakers had a 9-point lead. I wanted to see, will the Lakers have a drop-off when Luka left? And we all knew before the game that Luka was going to be on a minutes restriction put on by the team. Doesn't sound like by him. But at the same time, Lakers had a 9-point lead when he left. Well, the Lakers turned that 9-point lead into a 12-point lead. So they didn't, not only did they not miss him, they didn't miss a beat. Everybody was playing with extreme effort tonight. And you had to love what you saw, because guys are fighting for minutes. They're fighting for roles on this team, not only for today's game, but for the remainder of the season. And so you're seeing great effort on both ends of the court. You're seeing offensively that guys are getting involved. Guys are running down the court to make sure that they get a chance for a shot, but also defensively. And I think with JJ Redick and his staff and even LeBron James, who I thought was doing everything he could to play the best defense of the season tonight, is this has to be the goal, because championships, as you hear all the time, they're won on defense, and scoring is not going to be an issue for this Laker team. Not at all, as you saw tonight. And you can say what you want about the Utah Jazz. There's no one that can defend the shooting the Lakers had in the first half. When they needed to play up-tempo basketball and convert before it got sloppy at the end of the game because they had such a big lead, the Lakers are extremely dangerous offensively. I don't know a team in the NBA that can stop this offense. This offense was extremely fun to watch. If you recall, when the Celtics made their championship run last year, their offense was firing on all cylinders. And right now, this Laker offense will continue to get better. But, man, it was a lot of fun. And anyone who's watched Laker basketball in the good days in the 80s with Magic, Kareem, Worthy, those guys, or you watched it later on with Kobe and Shaq and Robert Horry and those guys, it was a lot of fun to watch Laker basketball, because not only did you feel your team was going to win before tip-off, but you also felt at the same time that this team is a championship style team. And I think this is a championship style team. So again, here's the deal. 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. Lakers extend their lead to 32-21. Gabe Vincent, again, another outstanding game. He has found his way as a Laker. It wasn't too long ago where I was extremely frustrated going, what is the deal with guys that come to the Lakers that aren't the same players they were before they joined the Lakers? Gabe Vincent seems comfortable right now in a Laker uniform, and that's what they need. Lakers went on a 13-2 scoring run over the final 2-minute stretch, making the score 37-21. Did very well. So they go at the end of the first quarter leading 37-25, outscore the Utah Jazz by 12. Lakers shooting great, shot 64% from the field, 46% three-point range. They made 5 of 11. They also held the Jazz to 42% field goals, 22% from three-point range. Lakers led by Austin Reeves. Not LeBron, not Luka. Austin Reeves had 8. Austin Reeves had 8. LeBron had 7. Luka had 5 through 1. Jazz led by John Collins. Jazz were never a threat in this game, and Jazz haven't been a threat all season long. As you can see what they're doing, they're trying to build towards the future. But the Lakers are playing not only the Jazz, but they're also playing against themselves. Again, guys are fighting for minutes and their role on this team. Rebounds, Lakers out-rebounded the Jazz first quarter, 12-7. Great assists. They had more, 6-5. Bench points. Lakers had 7. Gabe Vincent had 5 of those 7. Jazz had 4. So Gabe Vincent outscored the entire Jazz bench by himself. Turnovers, Lakers had 2. Jazz had 2. So Lakers, again, playing very good basketball. Going into the second quarter, Lakers continued to play red hot. There was not a drop-off, and that's always what you're concerned about. Like, hey, we got a big lead. We're going to cruise tonight. It's the NBA, and we've all learned that's not what happens. So the Lakers have a great second quarter. They outscore the Jazz, this time 35-22. 7:30 remaining in the first half. Lakers led 52-31 on a Luka to Rui three-pointer. 3:46 remaining. The bad news for the Lakers, Rui got his 4th foul. and you're worried that he's a little bit in foul trouble. We'll get into Ruiz's rebounding stats because they've improved dramatically over the last week. There's a little bit more of an effort. Now, you wonder if he was spoken to or he knows that he wasn't pulling his weight. But we've seen over and over again with Ruiz this season that Ruiz isn't a fantastic rebounder, and it comes down to, I think, effort for him, maybe wanting to get out on the break. But so many times as we've seen Ruiz finishing the night with 1 rebound, 2 rebounds, 3, and all of a sudden his rebound totals have gone up, which is outstanding. And this team without Anthony Davis, without a big man, so-called big man that you can rely on, they're going to need everybody to do what they can to rebound, and Ruiz looks like he's doing the best he can. Austin Reeves, three-pointer at the end of the quarter, gave the Lakers a 25-point lead going in the half, leading 72-47. So at this point, we're extremely excited about what's going on with Laker basketball and again, what they're doing. So I'm happy with what's going on. We'll get into the halftime stats and the way they're rolling. Again, I'll take your comments as well. What did you think of Luka tonight? At the same time, who are the guys that you want to see on the floor the most? What is missing from this team tonight? I have some concern about what I saw. I'll share those with you as well. But overall, for the Lakers, extremely pleased with what they did and the direction they're going. Again, it's the first game with Luka, so you know things aren't going to be perfect, but extremely excited as far as the way, you know, things are going with this team. Hey, want to mention the people over at Skims. Now, the underwear game has changed for men. It's changed for everybody, but for men right now, it's not just women. When you talk about the underwear game, look, a lot of people intrigued. What's happening with Skims? Because you hear that name all the time. People say, man, I've had an issue with underwear for years. It seems like it's just one of those things you put on, but is the fit right? Is the comfort right? Are you finding the right style for you? Skims has changed all that. The men's line offers something for everyone, from boxer briefs to classic briefs, all designed with the perfect balance and comfort and style. Again, so many people have tried Skims. Boxer brief is my favorite, just to let you know. I'm hooked on it. Perfect style, and guess what? It's comfortable, and they move with you. Also, if you're active, whether you're working out or if you're one of those guys that likes to lift, if you're one of those guys that likes to run, if you're one of those guys that just likes to hoop, and you want to say, okay, I need something underneath my shorts, underneath my clothing that's going to move with me. Well, you can't beat Skims. Skims has done a great job. Whether you're working out, running errands, you name it, Skims is the most reliable underwear that you will ever own. Plus, lightweight materials feel amazing, and you're going to love them. Shop Skims. And don't forget Skims Men's at skims.com. Skims stores. Don't forget, Skims is the way to sit there and bring you into the future when it comes to underwear. Let them know that after you're set to go, after you place your order, that you heard it right here on this podcast, and you'll be looking for the perfect gift for Valentine's Day for yourself, or tell your girlfriend, your wife that, look, I want to try Skims. This is the way it is. Underwear is one of those things that's now public. Let it be known. Why should everyone else get the comfort of great underwear? So again, they've launched a special Valentine shop available in sizes for men and women, kids, even pets, believe it or not. And do what I did. Try the stretch boxer brief. It's fantastic. I think you'll absolutely love it. But again, don't forget Skims. Tell them that you heard the offer right here on the Locked On Lakers postcast. All right, so when you look at the Lakers and what they did tonight, again, they rolled, and Lakers did a great job. Lakers win 132-113. But how are they rolling in when they go into the half? Well, we know they have a 25-point lead. Shooting was great, 60%, 38% from three-point range. They made 8 of 21. Big news also is they were making their free throws, and championship teams have to make their free throws. They were perfect 10 for 10 on free throw attempts. Jazz, on the other hand, 40% from the field, 21% three-point range. Lakers led at the half by Austin Reeves, who had 15. LeBron had 13. Luka had 11. Jazz still, it was John Collins. He had 14 rebounds. Lakers did a great job on the boards. Again, a team without the so-called big man. They out-rebounded the Jazz by 11, 26-15. Assists, Lakers had more, 14-11. Bench points, Lakers had 18. Gabe Vincent had 8 of those. The Jazz had 8 bench points. So Gabe Vincent has as many bench points as the Jazz through the first half. And turnovers, Lakers, again, high on this number. And you expect it when you put a new player in, a superstar like Luka. Maybe guys are going to try and force some passes. Maybe guys are trying to show off, say they belong, but got a little bit reckless with the ball. Lakers lose the turnover battle in the first half, 8-5 to the Utah Jazz, and points scored off the turnovers. Lakers actually scored 9. The Jazz only scored 4 off of 8 Laker turnovers. And points in the paint, the Lakers win this number 2, which is a good sign. Lakers win 30-22. Fourth time this week, the Lakers have led by at least 20 points in the first half. So the Lakers 25-4 when leading at the half, heading into the third quarter. So you move that number up 26-4 because we know the Lakers won. Great news for the Lakers, and things going in the right direction. Lakers and Jazz, though, in the third quarter, Lakers played kind of sloppy. Both teams scored 28 points. And so for the Lakers, we want to see them score at least 30 points a quarter. They didn't get to that mark. There was only 28 at the time. Lakers started third quarter the way they started with the first 2 lob dunks to Jackson Hayes. Third straight game, again, Lakers have scored 90 points through 3 quarters. So that's a good sign right there that the Lakers are scoring. Lakers offense is outstanding, and I think it's only going to get better. Through 3 quarters, Lakers led by LeBron James is 24. Austin Reeves, Rui both had 17. Luka had 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 24 minutes. And it was basically, that was it. They kind of called it a night for both LeBron and Luka. No reason to keep those guys on the floor. Again, it's going to be a busy week for those guys and a long season as well. So they have a day off tomorrow, and then the Lakers will, obviously play on Wednesday against the Jazz again before the All-Star break. And then they get that time off before, hopefully, we're talking about a long stretch. We're talking about this team coming back, mid-February, and all of a sudden the Lakers are making their playoff run, and that playoff run can last a long time. High-intense games that can take you all the way into June. And if this team's playing the basketball that Rob Pelinka thinks that he put together, we're looking at a team that's playing in June. It's a long season. So no problem at all resting those guys. I know there are fans out there or guys that put money and wagers on the game that will say, I want my superstars to get their stats. It's the last thing these guys are thinking about as players, not when you've been in the league as long as guys like LeBron and Luka have been in the league. So good sign right there. So again, Lakers win 132-113. They continue to roll. Lakers have won 6 straight games, 10 of their last 11, 12 of their last 14. And as a Laker fan, what do you think? There's so many nights I've done this show where I'm extremely frustrated going, the team's not that good. And then now I really feel like this is a really, really good team, and I want to see how they grow. And I'm fine with the whole trade scenario. If they do not pull off a deal for Mark Williams, I hope that deal that the Charlotte is protesting with the NBA doesn't go through. I like Dalton Knecht. I'm a Dalton Knecht fan, and I don't know where Dalton Knecht's going to get his minutes right now, because right now everybody's playing extremely well. Even guys they bring up from the G League all of a sudden are playing extremely well. Everybody is playing really good basketball, but Dalton Knecht is a guy that I was really disappointed when they traded him. I was glad it wasn't Austin Reeves, but man, I really don't want to see Dalton Knecht leave the Lakers. It was kind of sad to see him on the bench just wearing, gray sweats, like he wasn't part of the team. He wasn't, he wasn't wearing Laker gear. He wasn't able to play in garbage time. And for him, it has to be uncomfortable. I mean, how many airplanes are you going to get on? And then when you've finally gone through this whole trade scenario, remember this happened all the way back, not this past Saturday, the Saturday before of being in no man's land. So you're a young guy that goes into the league going, I'm going to get a chance to play with the LA Lakers and their history and play with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. To all of a sudden you're traded to Charlotte, where nobody cares what's going on with the Hornets and they're years away, to all of a sudden the trade gets rejected and you're going back to LA, but yet you aren't a member of the Lakers officially. So it has to be extremely frustrating for him. But overall, as a fan and a guy that watched Dalton Knecht in college, and I like everything he has in his game, and I thought his shot's finally coming back, and I like the way he attacks the rim, I'd like to see Dalton Knecht remain with the Lakers. I hope he remains with the Lakers, and whatever the Charlotte Hornets are trying to pull, the trade is unusual because he is always hurt. And we're tired, I think, as basketball fans, when you need wins, that you can't rely on certain players. We've seen it, unfortunately, even with Anthony Davis. But when you go through a situation where we all know the best ability is availability, and you have a guy that you're trading for that's only played in 22 games, and he's only 23, and if you look at his numbers, he's been hurt his entire career. It's a dangerous move for the Lakers. I understand they're desperate, but you hope guys like Jackson Hayes and everyone else can do their job defensively to rebound and contest. And even the Utah Jazz, as bad as they were, they attacked the basket a few times tonight. We wonder if you had that defensive stopper would have made a difference. Yeah, it probably would have made a difference. I want to see what this Laker team can do with these guys and kind of roll with it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority on this one, but I'd love to see Dalton Knecht remain a Laker. Kind of curious to know what you guys think. You can't make any more trades. The trade deadline is passed. It kind of is what it is. And how do you bring, let's say, Mark Williams in? And if Mark Williams comes in, that the Laker team doctor said the guy is broken down, that he's dangerous, that you can't rely on his body and everything that he brings you. Real quick, before I get to the comments, I want to mention the people over at FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip-off or you want to bet on the fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. Example, I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it's a great moment to keep everything important, keeps the game exciting. Whether I'm backing my team or a late game rally or picking players to hit and clutch three, I've never felt like I've missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, so here we go. Let's look at some of your comments right here. What do you guys think? And as far as what you saw, what do you want to see from the Lakers in the future? Craig, great to see it as well. Craig makes a good point. Reeves continues to improve. I think it's kind of tough, right? I mean, Reeves, I'm sure, and as every NBA player has faith in their abilities, but Luka's a different level. LeBron's a different level. When Austin Reeves goes for 45, and that was an amazing game 2 nights ago, there was no one else he had to worry about sharing the ball with. So for him, it was one of those where, hey, I got to share the ball, but who am I sharing it with? Because I know I'm the first option out there. Well, tonight was an example of, am I going to find my way on this court? So Austin Reeves continuing to improve, a mature basketball player. Again, plays better every single day. And I think when you add Luka to this roster, I think it's going to open things up for Austin Reeves. If his three-point shot falls, he's going to be a big-time dangerous weapon where a lot of NBA fans knew Austin Reeves is, but they don't talk about Austin Reeves. There's a big difference as far as Austin Reeves being an upper echelon player, and I think he's going to get a chance to show that this year with the addition of Luka. Craig, I agree with you. Luka's debut was good. I mean, it was, limited minutes, and at the same time, they didn't need him, but it was great to see him out there. I don't think he was exactly in basketball shape. I'm not calling him overweight. I'm not pulling the Dallas Mavericks. Here's the deal. When you're in a sport, when you have to run all the time and you have to basically you're in control of either getting in position to make a pass, to get your shot, running the court with the ball in your hands. If you haven't done it for 6 weeks, you are not in NBA shape. You can run all you want, but until you're on the court, there's a big difference of being in NBA game shape. And he's not, I don't think, 100% there. It didn't look like he was struggling a ton, but at the same time, we've all watched Luka for years and we've seen him be better than that. Great game. Daniel, you were there, man. That's fantastic. Very excited for you. Nothing like being there. You're never going to forget it. You were there for Lakers, for Luka's debut for a Laker win. That is awesome. Daniel, I agree with you as well, man. 2025 champs. I think this is a championship team. I know I'm a big Laker fan, but at the same time, you've heard me on this show for a long time, be very critical of the Lakers of not playing well, even when they win, of going, that was ugly. That's not championship basketball. I think this team can progress to be a championship basketball team. I think if you're a Laker fan, you should be as excited as you were back in the days when Kobe had the good teams going. This team is extremely dangerous. There's not a team in the NBA that wants to face off against this Laker team. This team is dangerous, and how do you stop them if you're a defense? What is your goal to stop them? Offensively, I understand you're gonna sit there and try and go up the middle. That's fine. Those are 2 points. This NBA game is about 3-pointers now. So you can sit there and say, we're going to attack Jackson Hayes and try and get him into foul trouble all you want. But at the same time, are you going to win at the end? Can you score more points than the LA Lakers? I don't think other teams can consistently do that. It's extremely frustrating and dangerous for teams that are going to face this Laker team for the remainder of the year. I don't care which team you are. If you're Oklahoma City, if you're Denver, I think you're a little bit nervous about what the Lakers have in store for you, knowing offensively, how do we stop it? And LeBron James, again, showed tonight he can score whenever he wants. Luka can score whenever he wants. Austin Reeves is going to be open for shots. Ruiz going to hit his shots. Even if Gabe Vincent's not as good in the future as he was tonight, there are other guys that can sit there and knock those shots down. Everybody's game basically was elevated tonight. And if you're a Laker fan, you have to be extremely happy and excited about what the future holds for this team. So Lakers win 132-113. When you check out the box score and how it worked out, Lakers, again, every starter on the team, double-digit scorers. Rui had 21. He had 6 rebounds. Great. He got the 6. LeBron in 29 minutes. By the way, Rui played 29 as well. LeBron in 29 minutes, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. If LeBron plays the fourth quarter, again, glad he didn't. That's a triple-double night for him. Jackson Hayes, 12 points in 23 minutes. Jackson Hayes, though, only 2 rebounds. That's kind of interesting. Luka in limited time, 24 minutes, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Austin Reeves in 32 minutes, he played the most out of all the starters, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. So, again, the rebound numbers are one of those where it's an effort deal. It's an effort deal for them. Off the bench, you had 2 players that scored in double figures. Okay, first of all, we know about Gabe Vincent. In 18 minutes, Gabe Vincent knocked down 3 3-pointers. He had 11 points. Great game for Gabe Vincent. He also had 4 assists to go along with it. But Jordan Goodwin, how about this? I mean, what a story. Comes in with the mask, and the mask breaks, rips the mask off, throws it to the side. 21 minutes he played, 17 points. 17 points. Had a great night. He shot 11 shots. He made 8 of them. He made a 3-pointer. He did very well. Rebounding, he had 5. So here's a guy, you have Jordan Goodwin who has 5 rebounds, yet you look at Jackson Hayes who only had 2. Like, how does that happen? Or why does that happen? It's interesting to see how things went with the Lakers. Free throw shooting, Lakers, again, on target. Made 17 of 18. That's winning basketball right there. Turnovers got a little bit ugly for the Lakers. They finished with 11 turnovers, so it's a little bit high, but that happens in games that are out of hand. So, again, it was a great night. The Dalton Knecht situation is going to be interesting to see what happens. Jared Vanderbilt, he's there for defense, 16 minutes tonight, shot the ball 3 times, didn't make any. He was the only Laker that played tonight that didn't score, but he's not there for scoring. Vanderbilt's there for defense. And Dorian Finney-Smith, who obviously everybody knows the story about Finney-Smith and Luka being, very, very close friends. And Luka said, one day I want to play with him again. And sure enough, they're playing with each other again. So Luka has a teammate that he's familiar with. At the same time, Dorian Finney-Smith loves playing with LeBron. Now he gets to play with 2 of his favorite guys at the same time. So really, really exciting to see what's going on with this team. All right, so let's take a look at the standings. Again, Lakers' goal. My goal, again, as a Laker fan, is let's be in the top 4 spots. They moved up the other day, so let's see where they're at right now. Lakers did not play yesterday. Again, they will not play tomorrow. They'll play Wednesday before the All-Star break. Oklahoma City Thunder still in first place. They've won 6 games in a row. They're playing great basketball. Again, Chet Holmgren back. The Thunder are 43-9, playing fantastic. Memphis Grizzlies are second place. They're 8 games out, though. Denver Nuggets, their 3rd seed. They are 9 games out. And then you have the Lakers at 4. Sure enough, just what we talked about. Lakers at 4, again, playing great basketball. Lakers have won 6 straight games. Their last 11, 12 of their last 14. And the Lakers are the 4th seed right now. Are doing great. 32-19, 13 games over 500. The number 1 seed is going to be one of those where don't expect it. They're 10.5 games out. It's going to be tough to make up 10.5 games in the remainder of the season. That's not important, though, for the Lakers right now. They have to need a top 4 spot. They need that home court advantage as long as they can hold on to it. Houston Rockets are behind the Lakers. They continue to fall, even though they won their last game. They've only won 4 of their last 10. And the Clippers are 14 games out. They're the 6th seed. Minnesota is 30-24. They're the 7th seed. Dallas, again, without Anthony Davis now for a minimum of a few weeks, as he was injured in the first game. We spoke about it on Saturday. Wish nothing but the best for Anthony Davis, but he's on another team right now, so we can't worry about it. Sorry it didn't work out where the injuries have already happened. Dallas Mavericks are the 8th seed. Sacramento is the 9th seed. Golden State is the 10th seed. And again, it's kind of gone what we predicted, that Golden State will move in. Phoenix Suns, they fell out. San Antonio Spurs, I'm guessing, will replace eventually the Sacramento Kings. So you can put Golden State at 10 or 9, and you can put Sacramento, or you can put San Antonio in there. But I think San Antonio sneaks in, and Sacramento will probably start to fall now that Fox is no longer with the team. But for the Lakers, playing really well, 32-19. You got to be extremely pleased with what's happening. It's one of those where the All-Star break is coming, and of course, the Lakers are going to need the All-Star break like every team needs it. But at the same time, the Lakers are playing really good basketball, and you kind of say this isn't the best time for a break because you want to keep the momentum going. But I think for guys like LeBron James, it couldn't come at a better time. Some of the guys who have played a lot of minutes couldn't come at a better time. They come back refreshed, and then they're ready to go to make that run for another championship. And so as soon as the Lakers pulled off the trade for Luka and before the whole Dalton Knecht situation came down, I thought the Lakers were a team that could compete. And I think the Lakers and Boston Celtics are going to meet again this summer, which is exactly what the NBA wants, especially in a year where people have complained that ratings have been down. So Lakers are playing great. We want to see them continue their winning ways. They will face the Utah Jazz on Wednesday. I will be back with you again for the postgame. Don't forget Brian and Andy. They talk Laker basketball every single day. Locked On Lakers, Locked On Los Angeles. Make sure you follow those guys. Every one of the shows that you hear here, and then at the same time, you can catch anywhere you get your podcast. So we're always available to you. I'm here for every single post-game show. I appreciate the guys that join me every single night in the chat. But I want to hear what you guys have to think as we continue to ride along. So things should only get better now that Luka's here. Let's sit there and ride this thing out together. I want to get your comments, and always curious to know what you guys are thinking. Adam, appreciate the message. Richie as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And I tell you, as a Laker fan, I feel rejuvenated, very excited, and it's going to be a fun ride. So I'll be back on Wednesday talking Laker Jazz basketball with you one more time. Otherwise, have a great night, and thank you so much for joining me. And again, Luka's debut, Lakers win 132-113. I'm Dave Palet. You can follow me on social media, direct message. I'll answer everything that you have to ask. Take care, everybody.